Today, we will discuss about the Amadeus availability check. So, without further ado, let's move on. This video is to present the practice of checking the availability of flights and available or non-available seats for a specific city pair, date, and airline. Firstly, it is necessary to check the timetable, and it can be displayed with the following entry. TN, which is the timetable and the particular route. Let's suppose Kuwait to London. The reason why I'm using London because it gives us every facility for training mode. Then enter. The system will now show the full timetable for Kuwait to London route. As you see, we have different kind of timetable like scheduled flights for this particular route, and we have on Kuwait Airways, British Airways, Lufthansa, and as well as Turkish Airlines. Now, here starts with the flight number and then comes the timetable. These numbers are actually the days of the week. Number 1 is the Monday. Number 2 is Tuesday. 3 is Wednesday, and so on. D stands for daily and X stands for except those days, which means except the Wednesday and Saturday. Now, we have the terminal numbers. For Kuwait is number 4 and for London it's number 2. And we have the departure and arrival timing, and 0 stands for non-stop flight. If you have 1, it means that you have 1 stop here. And also, the dates here, 28th of March 2021, is the availability period. And of course, we have the equipment type 77W or aircraft type. And lastly, we have the elapsed flying time or the flight duration. Now, here, the display is for the 7 days of 1 week. From 8th of April to 15th of April. If you need more help on timetable, you can type HETN and enter. You will find the list of subjects about the timetable. Now, secondly, if you would like to see the scheduled flights and seats for the specific city pair, date, and airline, you type SN and the date of departure, April, and of course the route from Kuwait to London. Now, the system will show us the scheduled flights along with the seats.
The letters here stands for the aircraft classes: economy, premium, economy, business, and first classes. And the number stands for quantity of seats in each class available for sale, the 99. Now, if you wish to see only the business class availability, you can specify your search readily. Shara, November 25, April, Kuwait to London /case. Case stands for Class C as the business class code. As you see now, the scheduled flight is now displaying only the business class seats. You can also use other entries for the first class, KF, and for the premium economy, KW, and for the economy classes is KY. You can also search by airline using the following entry. Shara, November, 25th of April, in Kuwait to London /AKU stands for only Kuwait Airways. So, the system will show you only the scheduled flights on Kuwait Airways. As you see, here it's again the number, or the flight number. Then you have the terminal numbers, number 4 and terminal number 2 in London. And you have the departure and arrival time. E stands for E-ticket. 0 is the non-flight, and we have the equipment type or aircraft type and the flight duration. Now, the third availability check is applied for Amadeus neutral availability, which displays the flight with classes of services that are open for SIR or waitlist. So let's practice. You start AN instead of SM, 25th of April, Kuwait to London. Now the available seats will be displayed on your screen. You may see letter L next to the classes. See, there is no number, it's letter L. That means that the seat is on waiting list. So, you will also see letter S, which stands for suspended, or letter C, closed. Letter R is on request and letter X is cancelled. And of course, 0 means that there is no seat here.
The same search specifications, such as search with a specific class or airline, can be applied, or AN, as well. I can recall in order to recall your previous entries. You can push on the option or Alt button option is for the Mac, and the Alt button is for the Windows or other PCs at the same time. Enter Up button. It will recall up and down. It will record your previous entries. So we have AN, 25th of April, Kuwait to London, and we need Class C. It will show us the business class seats again. Likewise, for the airline, we recall, let's say, we want on British Airways. So, write ABA, so it will show the British Airways flight. Lastly, if you would like to search for dual availability, either for a return trip for a consecutive city fare, use the following entry. AN, 25th of April, Kuwait to London, and when is your display, and when is your return? Let's suppose it's 10th of May. Now the system will show us dual availability. The first one is for our departure, and the second one is for our arrival to, or rather, in Kuwait. Now for the consecutive city pair, we recall the same entry. And let's suppose we're going to Paris, from London to Paris, and not returning back to Kuwait. We put LHR, Paris, on the 10th of May, meaning that 10th of May from London, we will travel to, or the passenger will travel to Paris. So enter. It will show the availability from London to Paris. Here from the London to Paris, CDG stands for Charles de Gaulle Airport and Paris. Please note that the SN entry shows all the scheduled classes, whereas the AN entry will show you the real-time seats available for sale.
Amadeus is a global distribution system, or GDS, that provides travel solutions for the travel industry, including airlines, travel agencies, and other service providers. An availability check in Amadeus typically refers to the process of checking the availability of seats or services on a particular flight or travel product. To perform an availability check in Amadeus, travel agents or system users use a specific set of commands to query the system for information about seat availability, flight schedule, and other relevant details. Keep in mind that specific commands may vary, and it's crucial to refer to the latest Amadeus documentation or training materials for the most accurate and up-to-date information. Here's a generic example on how an availability check might be performed in the Amadeus system. First is log in to your Amadeus system. Sign in with your credentials. Second is access the availability display. Here, display the flight availability for specific route on a particular date. For example, AN 15 NOV JFK LHR. In this example, AN stands for availability. 15 NOV is the date, November 15. And JFK LHR represents the route from JFK or John F. Kennedy International Airport to LHR London Heathrow Airport. And lastly, the third step is to review the availability display. The system will provide a display of available flights, including details like flight numbers, departure times, and the numbers of seats available in different booking classes. Remember that actual commands and formats may change, and it's essential to refer to Amadeus documentation or get in touch with Amadeus support for the most accurate and current information. If you are a travel professional, it's advisable to undergo proper training in the Amadeus system to efficiently use its features and functionalities.
For additional information, we can use 4 types of availability displays. The type of display that appears on our screen is based on the availability transaction code we use in your entry. There are 4 types of availability displays, and here are. The first entry is AN, 19 of October, CDG, LHR of 9 a.m., which is transaction code, departure date, origin city code, destination city code, and departure time. The display is a neutral availability display for flights departing 1 hour before the time specified in your entry. Direct band connecting flights appear in order by the shortest elapsed flying time. The second entry is AD 15 of August, FRA, CPH of 8 a.m., which is transaction code, departure date, origin city code, destination city code, and departure time. The display is an availability by the departure time for flights departing 1 hour before the time specified in your entry. Third entry, AA 20 of July, LHR, MAD 1600, which is transaction code, departure date, origin city code, destination city code, and arrival time. The display is an availability display by arrival time. The system displays the flights by arrival time order, including flights that arrive up to 2 hours before the time specified in your entry. Fourth entry is AE 15 of March, CDG, LON of 8 a.m., which is transaction code, departure date, origin city code, destination city code, and departure time. This display is an availability display by elapsed travel time. The system calculates the elapsed time from the departure time requested in your entry to the actual departure time of the flight. It then adds this time to the actual elapsed flying time. The flights with the shortest elapsed time are displayed first.
When you make the minimum entry, the system assumes the following. The departure date is the current date of the origin city. The origin city is the city associated to your terminal. The time is the current time of the origin city. To request an availability, AN or schedule SN, display for one-way routing, enter for example. AN 11 July, MAD CPH 0900. Or SN 11 July, MAD CPH 0900. AN or SN transaction code 11 July, departure date or arrival date for a display by arrival time. MAD CPH city or airport codes of origin and destination. 0900 or 9 a.m. departure time or arrival time for displays by arrival time. To request an availability display for a round trip, enter for example. AN 11 July, MAD CPH 0800 asterisk 15 July 0900. EN transaction code SN for scheduled display 11 July outbound departure date or arrival date for a display by arrival time. MAD CPH city or airport codes of origin and destination 0800 departure time or arrival time for displays by arrival time asterisk separator 15 July date of return journey You do not need to specify a date when requesting return flights for the same day as the departure. 0900, time of return journey. Thank you for watching Amadeus Availability Check. We hope the information provided has been valuable for your travel plans.